Alright guys, welcome back. Whether you're new or you're a returning viewer, today what we're going to talk about is how to use a Ledger Nano X or S on basically how to use a cold wallet. Now I know that some of you might feel a little bit nervous or anxious like I first was when I was first learning about how to use cold wallets, because if you send your crypto to a wrong address, then that crypto goes bye-bye forever, right? So some of you might feel nervous when first transferring your crypto for the first time to a cold wallet, which might be your Ledger Nano X or S, which is why I created this video. So this video is going to be your most thorough guide on exploring what Ledger has and how it's used for, and we really have like 8 sections to go through. So this is going to be a pretty long video, but I will have timestamps below for you to jump around things that you need to know, and you can skip the things that you don't really need to know. But first we're going to talk about hot wallets versus cold wallets. Then we're going to talk about when do you actually need to use a ledger. Then we'll talk about why use a Ledger Nano X or a Ledger Nano S. And then we're going to talk about the secret phases. We'll talk about where to buy your ledger, which for one thing, it's not Amazon for sure. And we'll also talk about things that other YouTubers don't talk about, which is keeping your transfer fees to a minimum, because whenever you transfer crypto in and out of your ledger, that actually costs something. And then we'll actually get into Ledger Live and look at Ledger Manager. And in addition to that, lastly, we'll look at Ledger accounts and how we can send and receive crypto from those accounts. So if you're ready to get this class started, let me know by smashing the like and subscribe button, and I'll see you at hot wallets versus cold wallets. All right guys, we're going to be as thorough as possible. So this video might be a little bit long, which is why you should use the timestamps in the description in order to just poke around. But if you're new to this, then I really highly suggest you watch the entire video. Now I want to start this off with the difference between hot wallets and cold wallets, because I know that when I first started, I did not know what the difference was between a hot wallet and a cold wallet, and we're going to use some simple analogies to make this easier to understand. So to use an analogy for a hot wallet, just imagine hot wallet as something like cash or credit card. If anybody picks up your wallet of cash or your credit cards, then they could pretty much use it, right? Now all the coins that you hold in something like Coinbase, Gemini, Binance, or any sort of centralized exchange is basically a hot wallet. And a hot wallet is connected to the internet at all times, which means that it is easily accessible by hacker. Now let's talk about a cold wallet. A cold wallet is something like your bank card. Imagine picking up a bank card off the street. Now it's going to be pretty hard to use it unless you know the PIN, because when you bring that bank card to the ATM, most of the time it's going to ask for your PIN code, which the chances are likely you don't know what the PIN code is. And that is a big difference from credit cards, where if you take a credit card, you find it on the street, you go and tap it on a credit card terminal, then boom, you can make the sale easily. Now, the Ledger is a good example of a cold wallet, because most of the times you actually need the physical device in order to take any actions with your crypto, whether it is sending it or receiving it. In addition, cold wallets are not connected to the internet, so there's really no chance for hackers to get at it. So in simple terms, the main difference between a hot wallet and a cold wallet is just security. A cold wallet is much more secure. It requires a password, whereas most of the time for hot wallets, it doesn't. So the question you might want to ask now is, when do you actually need to use a ledger? So here's the simple rule that I follow. If I buy crypto, let's say Bitcoin, Ethereum, Polkadot, or Solana, and I know I'm going to be holding to that crypto for more than 4 months, then that's when I store it in my ledger, in my cold wallet, because at that point, it is disconnected from the internet and hackers can't get at it. And the amount of cryptos that I hold for more than 4 months is basically all the time. Now, on the other hand, if you are just going to trade cryptos, which means that you're probably going to be holding it for less than a week, then at that point, it doesn't make any sense to hold it in a cold wallet. I would just leave that on a hot wallet, let's say on Coinbase exchange, because you're going to sell that soon. But I just got to put a word of warning that you have to know that if you leave your cryptos on something like Coinbase or Binance or Gemini, just know that that is exposed to the internet, which means that it's exposed to hackers, which means that hackers can at any time attack that exchange and basically steal all the crypto that you have accumulated in your hot wallet on that exchange. So guys, before continuing on with this video, I just want to protect you guys by letting you know that there are scammers in the comments that are trying to impersonate me. So if you see someone that looks like me that is asking for your number, asking you to join this Telegram or this Discord or this WhatsApp group, don't communicate with them. They're scammers, they're out to screw you over, so please ignore them. Other than that, if you got the message, then make sure to like and subscribe and comment below that you got the message, Donald. I won't talk to fake Donalds. So next we want to talk about why do you want to use a Ledger Nano X or a Ledger Nano S. I have both. Now we want to use ledgers because they have something called passphrases. And the secret passphrase, which is what they call it, is the key to your private key. A secret passphrase really consists of 24 words, and these 24 words together forms your private key. Now, these private keys are things that you don't have when it comes to your hot wallet that you have on such exchanges like Coinbase, Binance, or Gemini. That's why we have that saying, not your keys, not your crypto, because if you use exchanges, you don't have those keys. And again, with hot wallets, they are connected to the internet so that crypto hackers or hackers in general can actually attack those exchanges and steal any crypto that you have on those hot wallets. They can't really do that with these cold wallets. So I'm gonna add this extra section here. Which one do you choose, Nano X or Nano S Plus? So I'm here on a comparison page because if you're anything like me, I like to compare everything before I make a decision. And basically the Nano S Plus is $79, the Nano X is $149. They're basically the same. They hold the same amount of crypto, they have the same amount of security, except this one is perfect for beginners, the $79 one, and the $149 one is mobile friendly. So if you go down here, you can basically take a look and they're basically the same thing minus one thing, and that is over here in the hardware. The Nano X has Bluetooth and Nano S does not. And the only other thing is the Nano X has an 8-hour of battery life in standby mode. We don't know what the battery life for Nano S Plus is, and the Nano X weighs a lot more than the Nano S Plus. But of course, this really depends on you and your preferences. If you want the cheaper one, yeah, I mean, that works as long as it's not on the exchanges, right? So go ahead, check the link below because I have a link below that will take you to the right place to get your ledger, which should be on ledger.com. So when you buy your ledger and you open up the box, you will actually see this recovery sheet with your recovery phrases, which is 24 phrases. And what you do is when you first power up your ledger, which I'm obviously not going to show you because it is really just press a button and you'll power that up, and I'm not going to waste your time like that. But once you power it up, you set it up for the first time, you will get a set of 24 words. Now, you're only going to get these set of 24 words once, so that's why you will have to scroll through them and write each word in order in your sheet that comes with your ledger. So after you've done that, it'll look something like this. And what's most valuable in this screenshot right here is not the device, actually, it is this sheet, because if you took a hammer and destroyed the device, you can always get another device and enter in the same 24 words into that new device, and it'll be as if nothing ever happened, as if you never destroyed your ledger with a hammer, which I don't suggest you do because it's at least 150 bucks, no, at least $79. So it's pretty expensive, but it's worth it. So you can skip this part if you want to, but I'm gonna go through the details of what the secret phases actually do, because you're just probably thinking, all right, Donald, I put my crypto into this cold wallet, this device, and you're telling me that if I smash it with a hammer, then I won't actually lose my crypto. How does that work? So here's how it works. The simplest way to explain this is that the crypto that you store on your ledger isn't actually on your ledger. So that might blow your mind. But let me make this simple. They're not stored on your ledger, but they're stored on the blockchain. So basically your ledger, your device is basically the medium to get to the blockchain. And those 24 words that they gave you form a private key. So you need all 24 words to really form a key that will give you access to the cryptos that you have accumulated on the blockchain. So those 24 words form the private key, and it's a key because it opens up your safety deposit box to your crypto wallet, and it's private because the only person that should really know your private key is you. And how you can form the private key is with those 24 words. So basically, if Ledger goes out of business or something bad happens to them and there's no more Ledger that exists in the world, you could still use those same 24 phrases, those same 24 words to get your private key in order to get your crypto back. Isn't that amazing? So at this point, you guys might be like, all right, Donald, I am sold. Where do I get a ledger? The only place where you should get a ledger is at ledger.com. Now, instead of going to ledger.com and finding your way around, you can actually just go to the video and find my description. It will be here at the only hardware wallet I use. I'll also put it in my pinned comment. up here in the only hardware wallet I use. I'll have one for the Nano X and for the Plus as well. So you can pick between the two. Of course, just gotta say that's my affiliate link. So I make a little bit of money from Ledger by doing so, but that's at no extra cost to you. So if you want to help a brother out, you can go ahead and use that link. And for the love of God, you guys, don't get cheap. Don't buy it from some place like Amazon or eBay, even if it's $5 cheaper, because what happens is that people can actually set that ledger up, get the seed phrases, and just sell it to you, not knowing that they have your secret phrases. And you know what they say, when they have your secret phrases, that means that they have their private key. So if you're putting crypto in a used ledger and someone else has your keys, then they can technically access your crypto and basically rug you or steal everything away from you. So only buy ledgers from ledger.com or using the affiliate links that I have in the description and the pinned comment below. So next, guys, I want to go through keeping your transfer fees to a minimum, because say you want to withdraw something that always costs fees. So let's say that I want to withdraw a compound and I want to withdraw it to a crypto address, and I put in some address, and you could see if I wanted to send 10 comp tokens, you could see this network fee here. And this network fee is a fluctuating rate. So depending on when you send your crypto from, let's say, Coinbase to your ledger, this fee might change, because right now gas fees are not that high. Sometimes they go super high, and this fee might be, let's say, $300. So just kidding, it won't be $300, but let's say it might be $5 instead of just 6 cents. So a way to keep track of these fees is by downloading an extension, and this extension you can get from Chrome Web Store. It's called Ethereum Gas Price Extension. So I use this first one here, so you could just go click into that and add to Chrome. What happened is that it'll come up here and show you a little icon, and this really you only have to care about if you're moving anything that's Ethereum related, which is like 90% of the cryptos out there. So really, whenever I'm sending something, I'm always wary of the fee. And you can see that the base fee here is 77.8, so that's a little bit expensive. To give you a rule of thumb, I really only move cryptos when the base fee is 50 or lower. That is fair. Sometimes when things are really active in the blockchain, when people are making a lot of moves, it might go to 200, 300, 500. Like people are going crazy about NFTs, land sales and things like that. This fee might go really, really high, which means that that would translate to a bigger fee that you have to pay here for the network fee. So you can go ahead, download this extension and use that whenever you are transferring any Ethereum related tokens. Now, this is something that not all YouTubers know, and none of the YouTubers that cover crypto will go through this with you guys. Alright guys, so now we're going to talk about Ledger Live and Ledger Manager, and we're going to take a look at the dashboard and how things are set up there. What we need to do right now is we need to take our ledger and unlock it, unlock the pin. So what you should see here is a screen like that. So you might not have any apps installed. I have several apps that are installed on there already, but what you're going to do is you're going to take your ledger, you're going to take the USB cable and attach it to your computer, plug it in. We actually don't need to touch this ledger at all. Everything will be done through the app. I'm not connected to this right now because my computer only has that many ports, but once we get onto the Ledger app, then everything will be done through the app. So because I only have that many ports, you're not going to see my face. Oh, but what you're going to learn is going to be incredibly valuable. So my face doesn't need to be in there. So where you want to go is you want to go download Ledger Live, and you can download Ledger Live at Ledger Live download. I'm going to have this link in the pinned comment and description below as well. So don't worry about having to go find it yourself. What you want to do is go click and download the desktop version. Don't download, D-O-N-T, don't download the mobile version. Don't install Ledger on your phone because that is a security risk. You're much more likely to lose your phone than your computer, right? So why do you want to present that as a security risk? So I always use Ledger Live on the desktop. I've never installed the mobile version, and probably that's what I would recommend to you too. So once you have downloaded that and installed it, you would go and get started. So there are instructions here. I'm going to put them in the pinned comment below if you're more of a reader. But what you basically do is go to the Ledger Live application, click on Get Started, read the terms of service, read the privacy policy, enter your Ledger app, choose your device. I'm choosing Nano X, and you have two options. If you already have a recovery phrase, then you can use the recovery phrase. If you have a Nano X, then click this one if it's new. You know, go through all this, read it to learn about it. Let's do this. So to get started, you can just go click OK, I'm ready. Your Nano does not have to be connected to Ledger Live at this moment, so just get started. Got it. So follow the steps, you know, turn on Nano, browse, set up a new device, follow the instructions there. Next step, write a PIN code. Your PIN code must be 4 to 8 digits long. So decide on a PIN code, write that and click I understand, set up PIN code. So that's where you basically choose your PIN code. After you've done that, they give you a recovery phrase, which is that 24 words that uses to back up your private keys. So your Nano or whatever Ledger device you choose automatically generates this and they will show it to you and you will write it down. So go to recovery phrase. So take your recovery sheet. This is when you write it all down. Write down all 24 words. Next step. And then what they do is they make you confirm the words to make sure that they are correct, that you have it all written down properly in order, because they have to be in order. Next step. So this is just some more pointers on how to hide your recovery phrase. Make sure to read this. Click OK, I'm done. And then they make you do a quiz. Your crypto is stored on the blockchain. Next question. If your recovery phrase is no longer secure, then your crypto is no longer safe. Next question. When I connect Nano to the Ledger app, my private key is still offline. Boom, you're done. So now you can finally connect to your Nano. So check my Nano. That's when you connect and unlock your device. So now that that's done, let's take a look at how we can do this when we already have our recovery phrase. So on this side of the page, we already have a recovery phrase. So we can restore our recovery phrase on a new device. If we bought a new device and we want to use our same accounts, we can use a recovery phrase on that new device. But I'm not going to do that because I already have a device that's already set up. So I'm just going to pick this option to connect it to the app. So you're going to continue here. So at this point, you want to connect your Nano to your computer. So you could go click check my Nano and you want to unlock your device. And on your device, it will say allow Ledger Manager. You click those two buttons and boom, you're connected. So click continue. And from here, you can see that we have some options. We have portfolio. And when we first start off, there will be no account. So that's where you want to go add your accounts. The market is something that shows you the prices of crypto right now. I don't really use the market. So I really use just CoinGecko, but let's go to the manager. So you can see that here I am at my Ledger Nano X. You could see the capacity that I have for this. You can see how much I've used, 220 kilobytes. I have several blockchains installed, the 5 apps. So basically what you can do is you can go pick one of these. Let's say that I wanted to install Polkadot. I just click the install button and that installs it on my Ledger. So after it has been installed, you can go back to your Ledger device and check that the app has been installed and you see that little icon on front of your dashboard on the screen on your Ledger device. So now that we've installed the app on our Ledger, the next thing we have to do is add an account, and you can just add an account by clicking add account. So after you've clicked add account, you go to your Polkadot app on your device. It will synchronize with your Ledger and Ledger Live and it will give you options. So I already had an existing account, so I could just click add account, or I could even add a new account. So it will say add accounts. So we can go add both of them, and accounts have been added successfully, and you can add other accounts and return portfolio. So if we go to our portfolio right now, you could see that we have Polkadot. I have one dot here. The value is $9.48. And these here are all the transactions that I've done with Polkadot. So if you go to the top here, you see asset allocation. Click into Polkadot here. You can see the account allocation and basically the breakdown of your account. You can see that in Polkadot 1, that's where I have all of my Polkadot, because Polkadot 2 I just created. If you go to accounts here, you can see all the accounts for the different blockchains that you have. And if you click into Polkadot 2 and let's say you want to edit account, you can actually remove that from the portfolio. So this won't affect your crypto assets. You can always add it back again, but you can just not see Polkadot 2 if you don't want to see it on your Ledger Live. So I'm just going to confirm. All right, guys. So we've been at this for a while, but I want you to do for homework, adding some other accounts. Maybe add a Bitcoin account, add an Ethereum account. Make sure to add an Ethereum account, because what we're going to do next is we're going to take a look at how to receive and how to send crypto from such things like Coinbase to your Ledger and vice versa. So what we want to do is we want to do some sending. So what we want to do is we want to send from our Ledger to some exchange like Coinbase. So over here, we would want to click deposit, because what we're doing is we're depositing into Coinbase from Ledger. So we want to go here. Let's click Ethereum. or Ether, and we'll click on that and we'll click crypto address. So only send Ether to this address, I understand. So that'll give you an address. You copy that address, and what you would do is you would go back to Ledger Live, and you can either use send or go to the accounts here, but we can, since we're already on Ethereum 1, I'll show you sending this way. Just go click send here, and you put in your Ethereum address and click continue. I'm not actually gonna send, but you can put in an amount, and you can see that fees have changed. The fees here is 0.001. So when it comes to exchanges, if we want to get into the nitty gritty, exchanges do subsidize the amount of fees that you actually pay, because we saw before it was like 0.06 when we were sending comp tokens, but you could choose your speed and send it that way. But most of the time it's the other way around. You want to receive. So let's take a look at how we receive. So here's the thing. Let's say that I want to transfer Curve DAO from Coinbase to my ledger. So Curve to my ledger. Now, if you go to Ledger here and search for Curve, there's no Curve. I mean, like, what do? That is because Curve is on the Ethereum blockchain, so you'll never find that on Ledger. So what you have to do is you go to CoinGecko here, you search up the crypto that you want to transfer, that being Curve, and you look at the tags and you look at the explorers. So Ethereum uses Etherscan, and they're basically on everything for Curve, but mainly you could see that they have different ecosystems that they're in, but the main one is Ethereum. So you could transfer Curve directly into the Ethereum address. So let's take a look at how that works. So go to receive, and the account of credit here is Ethereum. You can see that I have other ERC20 or Ethereum ecosystem tokens in this address. So go to Ethereum and click continue, and you open your app on your device. So to open the Ethereum app, and you can see that this is my address for Ethereum. Now this is a public address. You can show it to people. This is what you would show if you're asking for donations. So if you want to donate Ethereum to this address, go right ahead. I'll be thanking you for that. So click copy, address copied, and you would want to verify that the address is actually the same one that matches on your Ledger device. So after that, you click approve on your Ledger device, and that address has been shared securely. So you click done, and what you want to do is you want to go over to Coinbase, for example, and you want to go to the Curve DAO token, or you can even click withdraw here. So we'll click Curve and we'll click withdraw, and it didn't actually take me to that. So let's go click Curve, crypto address, put in the address that you just copied. We use this address. It says it's a valid CRV address. So that's what's great about Coinbase. It tells you whether the address is valid. Max it out. The network fee is 332, and that is in Curve tokens, because you can see that 332 plus the amount that I have here equals 250, which is what I'm transferring. So I'm fine with that. Click withdraw. You put in your code if you have two-step verification on, and click withdraw CRV. So right now the price of Curve is 1.28. So 332 times 1.28, that's a $4 fee. So make sure to always check Ethereum gas fees. That's one thing that I didn't do with you right there, but make sure that you check the Ethereum gas price before you send, because the lower this number is, and the rule of thumb again is lower than 50, then the better fees that you have. That means that you pay lower fees. All right guys, to show you that it has been a successful transfer, I can go through my accounts here, my Ethereum 1 account. You can see that my 246.67 CRV tokens has been transferred successfully. It might take a while depending on how busy the network of the blockchain is, so you have to be patient with this. It might take as long as, let's say, an hour, I don't know, but this really took about like 2-3 minutes, so it was pretty quick. So that's all I got for today's video on how to use a Ledger Nano X or Ledger Nano S with Ledger Live and Coinbase. It can actually be any exchange that you use in order to buy cryptos. The thing that I want to get across is it is safer to leave your crypto in a ledger where hackers can't get at it than leave them in a hot wallet on an exchange where hackers can really attack that exchange and really steal all the crypto away from you. But aside from that, I really want to mention that there are some other things that you have to think about, and that is taxes. And if you want to learn more about taxes, be sure to check out this video here that I have with working on Coinbase taxes, and this other video here, which is basically Coin Tracker, which is basically the easy button for crypto taxes. So guys, this video is really for those of you who are always nervous or anxious about sending your crypto from exchanges to your ledger, because you know that one wrong letter, you can send that off to oblivion and you'll never get that money back. So I am like that too. You are not alone if you think that way. So I really hope that this video really helped you in understanding how Ledger works, how exchanges work and how to transfer your crypto between the two. And if this video really helped you, then please smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, comment below on whether you're actually successful in transferring your crypto from the exchange to your ledger or vice versa. And if you don't have a ledger, then check out the pinned comment below for links on where to get yours. Remember that if you have friends or families who you think could benefit from this information, feel free to share this video with them. And remember guys, continue working, continue building, continue inspiring. See you next time.